Hi guys, it's Paul Webb with Boxing King Media in association with theboxingking.com. I'm joined this evening by Maxi Hughes, who's got a huge fight coming up on Saturday against Paul Highland at the Bolton Whites Hotel for the vacant British lightweight title. Maxi, thank you for joining us. Obviously, a huge week for yourself. How are you feeling? How's preparation going?
It's gone very well. Took the fight on 4 weeks' notice, but are in a really good place. 4 weeks out, I lived the life. I was already training. Didn't have a date or rope, but I was just training, sparring, helping my stablemate Reese Mould, doing bits of sparring with him. So got the phone call. We're more than happy to take the 4 weeks. And then it was just a matter of turning intensity up in training and focusing our attention on Paul Highland. But yeah, the 4 weeks have gone really well. Done plenty of sparring, back-to-back sparring, 3 spars a week, obviously except for this week. But yeah, it's gone really well. I'm happy with where I am. Done all my fitness tests and I've ticked all the boxes. So yeah, so that all the work's done now. We're weighing in tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. So yeah, everything's done.
You've managed to be sort of very active, to be fair, in the kind of lockdown period and getting fights out. Talk us a little bit through the experience boxing over in Dubai. What was that like?
Oh, absolutely brilliant. So it was like it's a little bit. They did it a little bit different there. Like when you box on the UK shows behind closed doors, like we're boxing Friday, so we arrived at the hotel 12 o'clock today. You get COVID tested, then you're in your room. They do allow you a gym slot for an hour, but it's like you're not allowed out of your room unless it's for that gym. So you get your allocated time. The gym gets sanitized, so you're not allowed out of your room till tomorrow. Obviously, providing you've got a negative COVID test, and then tomorrow we'll weigh in. And even though we've got a negative COVID, we're still not allowed out. But they've like put sort of games rooms in the hotel. But because I'm experienced at this now, I've got my own fridge. My sponsor, Darren at DNEL, he's got me a fridge. I've brought my own PlayStation. I've got games, DVDs, so I know what to expect. So I've got that experience, so I can bring stuff. But it is different, and certainly the lack of atmosphere on fight night. I've enjoyed it, to be honest. Though it's like boxing with no, it's like sparring. You can really each other's corner, trying to get their instructions across to the man, and I've enjoyed it, to be honest. It's going to be different when it's back open, and what I think the thing that I've enjoyed most is the pressure of not having to sell tickets, going out, selling tickets, getting let down by people, last thing at night, counting ticket money up. I know obviously it certainly can't last forever, but it's been nice.
And obviously for yourself, I mean, I've been at several shows where you've been boxing, and often you've been, I suppose, put in as kind of the opponent, and you've had. It's a bit of a cliche to say that the Cinderella story. It's what we always say in boxing, but to go into a fight like this, where effectively you're the A side, and bookies wise, you're definitely the favourite.
Yeah, it's nice. Like coming here today, my mindset hasn't changed. I still approach the fight the same way, and my mindset's the same. It's focused on my opponent and getting the win. But yeah, it is nice. I'm more relaxed again because I've got the experience at this level and these shows. So that's nice, and it is nice to for my picture to be on that side of the poster, coming to the ring second. They're all little things, but don't really mean anything to me, but it's nice that they are happening, and to think, I am the man now who's the favourite and everything. So yeah, it's definitely nice, and it's almost like a reward, all these years hard work, all the years I've been the opponent and I'm brought in, but now I'm on the home side, and it's great.
And obviously you're looking well. I guess you got the weigh-in tomorrow. Obviously historically you campaigned in the super featherweight division. That was sort of what I always thought of you as a super feather. How are you finding lightweight? You've had a couple of fights up at that weight now, and do you think that's the most comfortable division for yourself? And how set are you for the weigh tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. Like I could probably still do super featherweight, but it got painful, and I think at my age, you know, when you do really boil down to the weight, I think it takes your punch resistance away, which I felt in my last fight, super featherweight with Sam Bowen. I just every shot to body. I mean, he's a big body puncher and he sets a high pace, so it was an hard fight anyway. But being half drained still and making a bad weight cut, then body shots are just really not forgiving. But at lightweight, I can take shots a lot better. It's a lot easier to make the weight, and I feel like I hadn't just moved up. I've fully grown into a lightweight and matured at lightweight, and everything, everything in boxing and my home life, everything's just falling into place. So maybe it's took all them years. I know it's been a long time. It's my 11th year, but it's took all that time for me to get to this position and, and really bring out the best in me. Some fighters, it happens quick, whereas in my case, maybe it's took all these years for me to get to this position, but I feel in better than I've ever felt, in better shape, fitter, can perform better. So yeah, everything's just going well.
Now, obviously, over the years, you've had some good people around you, the likes of Steffi Ball, and obviously you joined up with MTK last year. Obviously, a hugely well-known company with some incredible names on the roster. Fighters are always very complimentary about MTK, but I mean, sort of specifically, what have they kind of given you, or how have they made you feel as a boxer? Obviously, being a part of such a big organisation.
Yeah, they've well, first and foremost, they've given me 3 good paydays in a time where boxing's not very active. But yeah, they've looked after. Like, at first, well, good dating back to the Liam Walsh fight. Even though I was the away fighter then, all the staff at MTK are brilliant. Not, even as an opponent, they look after you and they chat to you as though they're one of your own. And then I brought in for another opponent against Jono, but pulled the win off, and they signed me straight up. So yeah, I've got to know all staff well, and they're a great set of people, great to work with, and they've provided me with opportunities, and they've progressed my career. So I'm forever grateful for what they've done for my career and put me on a bigger platform. MTK, especially the social media, they're massive. So regular posts and getting me out there, it's just raised my profile, and it's nice. Like all these years hard work, it's been nice.
And obviously, speaking of people obviously working around you, obviously your trainer, certainly a character, and it always, looking at the videos from the gym the last couple of weeks, it looks like you're enjoying training. I imagine camp is always grueling and difficult, but it certainly seems like kind of a lighter atmosphere, certainly the last couple of fights.
Yeah, most definitely. We've got a great atmosphere in gym, great set of lads. We've all got a good relationship with each other. We do have a good laugh, but we also get serious when we need to get serious. So we make sure we get the results. We don't get really serious until the gloves are on and the gloves are taped, and we're giving our final instructions just before we head out to the ring. But right up until then, we're relaxed and we're laughing and we're joking, and we just don't take it too seriously. I think it uses unnecessary energy and time, and you're going to fight. There's no doubt that you've got to fight. So why waste your time thinking about it when we know what we've got to do, because we've practiced it in gym for weeks and weeks. So as long as you know what you're doing, there's no need to think about it 24/7. Some fighters like to do that, and maybe that's what they need to pump them up. But the lads in our camp, we don't need that. We like the lighter atmosphere. We like to have a laugh and a joke. And when it's time to switch on, we can, at the flick of a switch, we can turn it on and do what we need to do and get the win.
And obviously, your opponent, there's plenty of footage of him. Obviously, you must have seen him fight previously. Stylistically, what kind of challenge do you think that Highlands gives you? Obviously, he always sets a good tempo, and he's had obviously the losses on his record, but he's certainly at a good level.
Yeah, he's a good level. He's been in with Ritson and fought for European title against Patera, and in them fights, he really came out and tried to put it on him. Obviously, it didn't last long with Ritson. I think he was panicked a little bit, and I think he was too nervous about getting hurt, and he looked a bit erratic, and too nervous, and he opened up far too open, and he just opened himself up too much. I'm really not sure what he's going to come out like, because I've watched a lot of his fights. Like the fights that he has, which are step-up fights, which are good opponents, which I will class myself as a step-up for him. He seems to come flying out blocks and try and put it on you. So I don't know whether he's going to do that. If he comes out and does that, I'll be prepared, and I'll make the adjustments and do what I need to do to work around that. Or I've watched him where he's boxed on back foot, he switched stances, and he hits some moves. And if he also does that, I'll also have an answer for that. So I'm just prepared. Like what we do with Sean is we always say fight nights is we'll just take it round by round, and we'll make the necessary adjustments, and we'll adapt, and we'll do what we need to do. So until round one, until bell goes and he comes out, we'll just adjust, and then we'll also implement what we've been working on and what my strengths are.
Absolutely, and obviously in a world where there's a lot of different belts, and every event you see, there's always some form of intercontinental or IBO, IBO. This obviously you're fighting for what many people consider the most prestigious belt, obviously in boxing. Is it obviously having that wrapped around your waist? Is that something that really kind of focuses your mind?
Absolutely, yeah. It does. Like I think it means a lot to every British fighter out there. It's such a beautiful belt, and it's got a lot of history. And you look at the champions that have held that belt, and what they've also gone on to do. So some absolutely brilliant names across all the weights who's held that title. So yeah, you're right. It's a very prestigious title, and I am really looking forward to finally getting my hands on it on Friday night. It'll mean a lot to me, my trainers, my friends, and my family. So it'll be a special moment.
And not to look past your opponents certainly on Friday, but obviously you mentioned the likes of Patera and the European title and options there. What do you think your ceiling is? How far do you think you can really go?
Currently, I do think I can go a long way. I've not thought anything past Paul, to be honest. Though I do really want to make sure I get a job done on Paul and pick up that British title. But yeah, I do believe I can go further than British. But ultimately now, like I'm purely focused on just making sure that I do get that win on Friday and get that belt around my waist, and then I can look to see what options it will open up for me and where we can go from there.
And obviously, again, you set up on kind of a pedestal, the kind of fighters where a loss on your record for so many fighters, it seems to be the end. But you've proven, obviously, that you can bounce back from that, and obviously there are still good opportunities if you're willing to take those difficult fights.
Yeah, and I've always wanted that. Like you as an amateur, you fight top kids all the time. So why not do it in pros? Because there was that built up such a stigma that if you lose, you're done with, and it just means absolutely nothing. It's a load of rubbish, and it does my head in a bit. But if you look at, unless you're getting absolutely filled in and you're showing you're not at the level that you're getting beat at, then you can, you need to start evaluating and looking if you should be carrying on. But the 5 losses that I've had, I think it's 5, 5. Every lad who I've boxed has either been a British champion for the fight or have gone on and won a British title. Liam Walsh fought for a world title. I didn't lose to Jono Carroll, so that don't matter. I would say he fought for a world title. It's not like even though I got stopped by Bowen, I don't think there were much in it who might have been winning 5, but I certainly didn't disgrace myself, and I was at that level, showing that I just missed out. There were close fights, so showed them at that level, and my own mindset, I didn't give up. I ain't quit. I've carried on, and I've kept grinding, and I'm getting results now.
Absolutely. Well, that's brilliant. Well, Maxi, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Obviously, best of luck with the fight on Friday. Obviously, it'll be streamed on ESPN Plus in America and various other places online. So best of luck to you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. See you later, Paul.
Cheers, Maxi. Thank you, mate.